Hi, my name is Anant and I welcome you to the latest edition of 22 Yards. Today I am recording this video just as I have seen India beat Bangladesh in the T20 World Cup. So India's scoreline reads 5-0. We have played 5 games and we have won all 5 games. However, I did not get the sense that India is still playing their best cricket and they have got their strategies completely right. This would be counterintuitive because it is often thought that winning teams should not be changed or winning combinations should not be changed. But at this point of time, I believe they have had only one really tough game, and that has been against Pakistan. The other victories have come easy and we have really capitalized on the brilliance, the complete scintillating brilliance of one player, and that is Jasprit Bumrah. He has, I think, taken something like 10 wickets in 5 games, so he must have bowled something like 20 overs, and he's given less than 4 runs an over. This is simply unheard of. What he's doing is, through his brilliance, he's also hiding the faults that exist within the team and the strategic mistakes that we are making. I would take you back to the 2019 World Cup, where again we were the champion team, except for the England game. We beat every team. We beat Australia, we beat Pakistan, and we beat whoever came our way. But the seeds of our destruction were sown within the selection of the team much before, when we had preferred the so-called three-dimensional player Vijay Shankar ahead of the square peg in the round hole Ambati Rayudu, who averaged around 47 in one-day cricket. And we instead played 3 wicket-keepers who could bat. We paid a price in the semi-final against New Zealand, a side against whom Ambati Rayudu had done really well in India's tour to New Zealand. Similarly, in 2023 World Cup, we won everything. 2022 World Cup. But it was through Virat Kohli's brilliance. It was at the back of Virat Kohli's brilliance. And he took us as far as we could go, and that was the semi-final. But we got beaten there because our bowling attack lacked the penetrativeness and the incisiveness of a Jasprit Bumrah. And I don't recall, but I don't think even Kuldeep Yadav was playing that game. This World Cup campaign for India has been a mix. There has been one inspired move, and that has been to bring Rishabh Pant at number 3. As good as that move has been, and it has paid dividends to India, he has found the seeds of his own destruction in one stroke, that is the reverse sweep, when he has looked like $1 million in every innings that he has played. On the other hand, I cannot agree with Virat Kohli opening the innings. There was complete balderdash that started during the IPL 2024, where it was argued that Virat Kohli's strike rate wasn't good enough and so on and so forth. Virat Kohli, in my view, statistically, visually and otherwise, in every which way, is the greatest short format player that I have ever seen. Before he entered this World Cup, his career average was 51.6 or something of the sort, and he struck at 138 runs per 100 balls. If you compare him to the next best batsman in the Indian team, it is Rohit Sharma, and Rohit Sharma strikes at a little less than Virat Kohli. I think he strikes at maybe 136 or 137 for every 100 balls that he faces. But he averages 30, which was almost 70% less than Virat Kohli. I do not know from where this idea is homed into the management of the Indian team, or homed into the management of the Indian team, that Virat Kohli should open. Virat Kohli, as he came into this World Cup, averaged 81 in all the T20 World Cups, and he had a strike rate of 130, 132, something in the thereabouts. And not in one innings had he opened. There's this great American saying, that is, that you don't fix something that ain't broke. And Virat Kohli wasn't broke. He is a number 3. At best, you can bat him at number 4. We are playing a lesser batsman in Shivam Dube. We are compromising the left-right combination, opening combination, and we are making a Mickey Mouse out of the lion that is our best batsman, who is Virat Kohli. It just shows complete lack of strategy. I would go back, put Kohli at number 4 now. I would continue with Rishabh Pant at number 3. And I would like to see Jaiswal, the left-handed Jaiswal, and Rohit Sharma open. Jaiswal, Samson, Shubman Gill, and Rinku Singh, all 4 batsmen look better than Shivam Dube at this point of time. It is never to write off a good player. It is never good to write off any player. But at this point of time, at the arc of their career that they are at, all the four players that I have mentioned, that is Shubman Gill, Rinku Singh, Jaiswal, Samson, are in a different league from Dube. This is not to say Dube hasn't improved, or he will not get better, or he will not perform better in the future. But at this point of time, they are just leagues ahead. Just to play Dube on his ability to hit spin is not a good move, and India will pay a heavy price if they persist with this move in the future, and the price will be paid in a crucial game like the semi-final or the final, now that India has made its place into the final. The second thing that completely baffled me was the exclusion of Kuldeep Yadav. I have to congratulate the Indian team for getting their bowling completely right in the last two games. Why I would insist on Kuldeep Yadav being a part of this team is that he's a statistical freak in any international game. I'll give you an example. Bumrah is by far our best bowler, but Bumrah has taken something like 80 odd wickets in 60 games, and he averages something like 18 or 19, and he takes a wicket every 17 balls. His bowling strike rate is 70. All of these numbers, and his economy rate is around 6.44. If you take Kuldeep Yadav, he's striking at 12.5 balls a wicket. His bowling average is 14.5. He takes economy rate, I think it's around 6.7. So he actually his strike rate is 40% better than Bumrah. His bowling average, which is around 14.5, is 30% better than Bumrah. And his economy rate is maybe 5% poorer than Bumrah. Now, does this mean that Kuldeep Yadav is a superior? Does this mean that I'm arguing that Kuldeep Yadav is a superior bowler to Bumrah? Absolutely not. If there are 8 or 9 runs required for the opposite team, who would you go to? I think you would always go to Jasprit Bumrah to bowl the last over, and not probably to Kuldeep Yadav, because he's a spinner. But it also indicates that you can play both, that playing Kuldeep Yadav is also an imperative. He cannot be excluded from the team. It is like playing two Bumrahs in the same side. And if you use him properly, on an average, in game after game, he gives you at least the same performance as Bumrah. Now, while we think that dropping Bumrah is unthinkable for us in this World Cup, we do not think twice of dropping Kuldeep Yadav. So I think India has done well. They have got their bowling combination right. We have got a left-arm seamer in Shardul, a right-hand killer bowler in Bumrah, and Hardik has been absolutely wonderful in this series and has enabled Kuldeep to get picked. So our top 4 bowlers then become Arshdeep, Bumrah, Kuldeep and Hardik, and our 5th and 6th bowler can be Akshar and Jadeja in that order. They remind me of the days when Yuvraj and Sehwag used to play. They're slightly better versions of Yuvraj and Sehwag in terms of their bowling, and slightly inferior versions in their batting. But that is the best combination that India can play. And now India has to just get one thing right. They have to get Jaiswal in. He's a left-handed batsman, and let him open with Rohit if they want. And it has been really inspired and strategically brilliant to play Rishabh Pant at number 3. I would still bring Kohli then at number 4, and let the top 3 bat with complete freedom, so that there would be the brilliance of Kohli, or the steadiness and consistency of Kohli, as well as the brilliance of Suryakumar Yadav, which would sit in the hut to manage the innings if things went wrong. The other disappointment in this cup has been Rohit Sharma. Even though the commentary box has described his batting as selfless, I would say he's a far better batsman than his displays have shown till right now. Rohit Sharma is a batsman who is expected to bat at least for 40 balls and score anywhere from 65 to 80 runs in an innings. His repeated dismissals in early 20s or in the teens, like for 15 or 70 runs of 8 or 9 balls, don't do justice to the enormous talent that he has. He's almost as big a match winner in the team as anybody else, and needs to pull his weight much better. There's really not much to tell about the Bangladesh game. It was a one-sided match. India did well, and the bowling was terrific, and Bangladesh were really no competition. But Australia will be much harder for India, and we need to get prepared accordingly. Taking off my gaze from this particular match, I would like to say the T20 World Cup 2024 has been really magnificent. The ICC has to be congratulated on getting 20 teams in to play this World Cup. The associate members have given a great account of themselves. The matches have been very competitive. They have been close. New Zealand and Pakistan, the two big teams, have been knocked out before the Super 8. USA has been a surprise package. They have played with great determination, great resolve. Their fielding has been top class, and bowling and batting also they have given a fine account of their abilities. The match between Nepal and South Africa was really close, and so have been the other matches. Afghanistan now cannot be thought of as a small team and have deservedly moved into the Super 8s. The two games that I saw that were really very brilliant from my perspective, but very unfortunate for Pakistan, were the Pakistan-USA game, which really went into the super over, and somehow Pakistan managed to lose a game they should have won twice. The Pakistanis had them. The Americans had to make 12 runs in 3 balls, and somehow the bowling did not do justice, and their fast bowler, who bowls 150 kilometers an hour, got hit in the last 3 balls. And on the other hand, against India, it must be absolutely heartbreaking for them to lose the game. But from a spectator's point of view and my biased Indian point of view, it was a close game which we won, and it was very exciting. Ireland and Scotland are also both really fine sides, and ICC has to be really congratulated for taking the game to America. The work they've done with New York Stadium was fantastic. The first game against Ireland, the pitch bordered on being unsafe and did not produce good cricket, but all credit to them. Even the pitch remained bowler's paradise for the next 2 games. It wasn't dangerous, it remained 2 pace, and the games played there were close. I still believe that the Americans erred and missed a huge opportunity when Netravalkar, who was the bowling hero of the tournament, or who has been their bowling hero of the tournament, dropped Surya Kumar Yadav. It would have really tested India at that stage. And so it's been really a wonderful World Cup compared to a relentless, overly long 74-game IPL, which was just a batting slugfest, and bowlers had no scope, and there was the sameness to every game. This has been a wonderful tournament right up until now. I would like to do a small section on the Pakistani team. It's been absolutely wonderful to hear their programs on their podcasts on YouTube, especially Caught Behind, and the one that has Shoaib Malik and Misbahul Haq in them. They're always so much better in quality and content than the Indian podcasts that it is really wonderful to hear them. But it is also heartbreaking, I'm sure, for the Pakistanis to see their team get knocked out in this World Cup. I would like to wish the Pakistani fans of cricket really well, and I would like to say that they need not be so down on this team or on the cricketing system, which they keep questioning. You can have the best cricketing system in place, but as long as your selection is not free of bias, you will have problems in winning. I don't think that Mohammad Rizwan is the one that they should blame for the debacle, even though he had a brain fade and played a poor shot against Mumbai, because at least as long as he was there, Pakistan looked to be winning that game against India. I would lay the blame more on 2 or 3 different factors. Firstly, on the selection. Pakistan has this wonderful player called Amir Jamal, and he is a fast bowling all-rounder. In 3 test matches, he took 18 wickets, and he scored a counter-attacking 90 odd runs against Australia in a series just 6 months ago, if I remember right. I just wonder why he was not a part of the team. Secondly, there is a player called Abrar. I am an avid listener of Basit Ali, and Basit Ali was much like Javed Miandad, the street fighter and a great thinker of the game. And he has been calling for his inclusion since the 2023 50 over World Cup. I will state his words. He said that Inzamam should pick Abrar Ahmed, as he will be very successful because he was a mystery bowler. He said he's not probably, even though his test record, which is like 38 wickets in 6 tests, is quite incredible. Even though he was thought that he was not as good a test bowler as he would be in the one day and the T20 format. Now, Pakistan travelled with him to India, but he did not get to play a game. Similarly, he has again been selected for the T20 World Cup. and he hasn't played again. So Abrar Ahmed is a mystery bowler, and you would have seen that the Calcutta side just won the IPL, and Sunil Narayan, I think Varun Chakravarti plays for them. Both are mystery bowlers, and they played a great part in their IPL. So it would be really wonderful. What I would like to say is that you can have, everything gets blamed today in Pakistan on Imran Khan, and that he brought in the Australian system of 6 top teams, and he stopped the departments getting games, departments fielding their own teams like the Habib Bank and whatever they have, or the PIA. But ultimately, you can have the best system in place. You will have to still select the best players, free of bias. And I think that would be direction for Pakistan to go. There will never be any dearth of talent in Pakistan, simply because they have a great following for the game, big population, and they've always had a history of producing charismatic, talismanic players, attractive. But they will have to get their selection spot on. And I wish them the very best for their next endeavor, which will be the Champions Trophy. So coming back to India, I think we are doing well. We have done well. We have won 5 out of 5 games. But I would ascribe it to the genius of Bumrah and the late addition of Kuldeep Yadav. We would, as harsh as it sounds, need to drop Shivam Dube and get in Jaiswal at least for the next game, so that he is able to get into his stride. And that would be our best 11 and would give us the maximum chance of victory. The one other change that I would probably make in the Pakistani side is that I think that I would replace Babar Azam with Mohammad Rizwan as the captain, because Mohammad Rizwan looks every bit a very gritty, very combative, very defiant and very courageous player, and his place is guaranteed in the playing 11. So that would be one change that I would look at, but I'm nobody, and I'm just a well-wisher of the Pakistani cricket team. And coming back to India, I would say that we have won, as I said earlier, we have won 5 out of 5. We've got our bowling combination right. I would still implore the management of the Indian team. They should be sagacious, and they should include Jaiswal, who in any format would be a better batsman than Dube. It would allow the right and left combination in the opening. It would bring Kohli into the middle order. You could bat him at number 4, or if you wanted, you could bat him at number 3. And that would be the team combination that I would really go with. There is sense in the cricketing fraternity that you don't change a winning combination. However, that's, according to me, not a good theory. In life or in business or in any other sphere, you should make changes when you are winning, when the dice rolling in your favor, because that is the best time for us to make those changes. We make our own choices at our own terms. When we start losing, the changes are forced upon us rather than we making our own choices. So I think it's the right time for India to make that choice and drop Dube. They already have 6 bowlers, and play Jaiswal. This is Anant Gupta signing off, and I look forward to seeing you next time very soon.